Shout out to everybody out there on White Street. You already know what it is. Salute to everybody.
First things first, man. I just want to thank you for taking the time to come and kick it with me today, man. I've been looking forward to this all week. The channel, if you can see my DMs, I don't know if you read the comments and everything like that, everybody has been super into the Ape tape this week. Everybody has been super into the vibe that you've been putting out. And I get a lot of feedback, positive and negative, every time I go to do these interviews, because everyone's got their own preferences. And I don't think I've heard one negative thing yet from the tracks that we've put out from you, which is saying a lot considering how volatile some of my comment section can be sometimes.
That's what's up, man. I'm very appreciative of that. I'm very aware too that could go left real quick. You know what I mean? Because people with data got they got opinions, man.
People are wild, man. But I'm excited to get a chance to do this, man. I wanted to sit down and chop it up with you. I think that we're going to be able to have a different conversation than the one that I've necessarily been having, in and out with artists. I think that there are different topics and stuff like that, and especially with just going over the history, celebrating the 7 months of releasing the Ape tape. Congratulations on that as well. That's super dope. So is there anything specific that you want to start with? Is there anything that you wanted to get off your chest? Anything that you wanted to really start things off with to let people know who you are?
Yeah. I just wanted to apologize to everybody for that. Gremlins were out here for real. I didn't even know what was popping, man. It was really, it looked kind of tricky for a minute there, man. I didn't know what to do, but we got to sort it out. But so apologies to everybody for coming in late. We're gonna have a good conversation. I think in terms of like recognition, because I think you touched on it a little bit in the Aces sort of rundown for that joint. People like myself and what we do, in terms of like penmanship. I mean, it's almost like a bygone era almost, which is sad, because that's essentially the caveman, foundation of hip hop. I mean, there is the music element, obviously, the club, stuff that you hear and whatnot, but at the end of the day, the how you work over beats is still for somebody like me something that is the epitome of this shit, And
I'm gonna chime in on that too with you too, because I get into this argument a lot. Like, this is a conversation that happens a lot. The whole hip hop is dead. You know what I mean? Like, what sells versus what doesn't. Like, I've never subscribed to that. There's never been a period in time where there are not artists who are lyrical putting out music. You do have to look for it, though. You do have to seek it out. And there's a difference between, like, hey, this isn't a thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a caveman with it, and it's just not commercial. And I let's talk, like, do you care about that? Is that something that you hold close? Like, there are a lot of people that feel that type of way, where it's like, if you're not getting commercial spins on it, or if you're not doing Drake numbers, you know what I'm saying, with lyrical bars and shit like that, then that it doesn't exist. I've never subscribed to that. I've always felt like, if the people who want it are gonna seek it out and you're gonna do your numbers, like the market will always dictate what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And in the event that it starts to get that uptick, like, it's there. If you want to go right now and look up 10 lyrical rappers who will wrap their fucking circles around, your top 5, like, they're out there. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
How do you look at that, man?
That's always been the case. There's always been the mainstream stuff. That wasn't always lyrical miracle. That wasn't always bar heavy. There's always been, that's how, Sugar Hill Gang. Clap it. That stuff wasn't wasn't, like the greatest bars on earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it sold astronomical numbers. Put hip hop where it's supposed to be. So I guess that those two sides of the coins are always gonna be. I mean, they're always gonna coexist, even way beyond our period here.
Facts.
Um,
How do you rank yourself with all that? Like, do you can, because like from what I've been listening to, like you got a little bop in you too. Like you definitely can carry a song. You're not one of those guys who like they talk about like battle rappers can only battle rap, they can't make a track. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely
yeah,
would never put you in that category, especially after listening to the tape. You know what I'm saying, that you just dropped. So like, describe yourself for the people who may not be familiar with you right now, and they're tuning in for the first time, right? Give like the Captain FS. Oh, first let's start with that too, because this when I first put out, man, I was like, yo, do I put Captain? Do I put Captain FS? Am I putting the numbers in it too? Like, what's the brand? PQ broke down what it was supposed to be, how it's supposed to look like the license plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the FS stands for Free State. I got the background. I did my homework, right?
Salute.
How do you want to be researched? How do you want it to come up? How, like, what is the brand?
Sheesh. The brand has always been the number, the 057 shit, man.
Okay.
057 is the dial code from where I'm from, and which is in the Free State.
Right.
And Captain is the pseudonym, So I fused all three essentially in my handle. So you can refer to me as Captain FS because that's the way the music is published.
Okay.
057 is when people see me, from anywhere across the country. They know the number. Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. It's like it's what is that 718 or the the 215,
215 baby, 215 baby. You know what it is.
Exactly. Really, man. No, you know what I'm saying. So that's what it is. Like every location has a ring. Something that you can subscribe to. So that's mine. That mine is 057. I rep that everywhere.
So like,
Captain.
you get into it in the conversation. You start chopping it up with somebody, and you don't click with it. You make them say it every time. Like, yo, you say 057 Captain FS. You say to I was like, yo, say the GS every time.
Exactly. Please say the baby, man. It's gotta come with the name. It's gotta be 05. Even when I start rapping, you hear it. People already know what it is. If you hear, the silverback, when you hear Captain FS, you're gonna hear 057. That's how I'm gonna always present myself. I'm never gonna stop representing my block, even if I don't like necessarily live out there, because I'm in a different part of the country, because of like the cotton fields and all that. But 057 is the block. I'm gonna always keep repping that, But Captain 057 FS, that's it. That's me.
Cool.
That's it.
So, as far as the music publishing, though, the music publishing is only coming out as Captain FS. So if they want to search you, they're looking up Captain FS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
cool.
Sir.
Bet.
Yes,
All right, so for the American viewers here, for the international viewers here, for the people who may not be as familiar with who you are, what you do, what your legacy is, give us the quick bio rundown of the who's who, where's where of everything.
Yeah, man. As I said, I'm a kid from the Free State. Small town called Virginia, in the Free State, which is like where we are right now is Gauteng. There's another state called Free State. There's another state called Eastern Cape, and what have you. The block where I'm from is the Free State, and a place called Melody, which is where I honed my skills pretty much going far back as 94, taping on like bullshit, taping on like bullshit the 2-deck joints.
You're aging yourself. You're dating yourself, man.
You know what I mean? So listen, man. At this point in the game, like you could hear when when I'm rapping. It's not somebody who started out yesterday. I've been doing it.
Right.
You know, I mean, I've been doing it. So we came up, you know, with a crew called School of Hip Hop. From everybody all the way from back there. So it's been that kind of a journey until I got to you know, GP and received love from people like Bro, rest in peace. I got to link up with Big On. I see Stogie's is in the building.
Yeah,
Got to
shout out
link
to
up
Stowe.
with my OGs, and essentially you garner a lot of or I garnered a lot of respect just from working the craft. Nothing special, literally just, you know, pen to pad and nice beats, and, you know, DJs fucking with it, and, you know, landing up on you know, the playlists and countdowns and what have you, and, you know, sort of the right ears hearing the music and understanding right away, like, oh, this kid nice.
Right.
And essentially just from the hard graft, that's exactly how I got here, man. You know what I mean? Just
You
from
can
putting
hear it
in.
in the music too. Like you can tell who got a little buzz off a cosign, or who got a little buzz off of a pop hit. You know what I'm saying? Versus those who've come in and like grounded it out. And this is it's evident in the way people communicate. And this is one of the reasons that I wanted the opportunity to sit down and talk to you, because I talked about this in the reaction. I know the reactions are kind of like a one-way conversation, it's just me talking to a camera. But like you can tell, like, certain people are just cut from a different cloth. Certain people just have a certain stature about them that you can just like it's telling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really telling. And you said something on Twitter too. Like, you were like, yo, certain people's words, certain people's opinions and critiques and so on and so forth hold a lot more water than every single Twitter egg that's out there, than every comment, you know what I mean, that wants to drop their 2 cents on something, right? Who are the people that matter to you? Like, what are the qualities that you look for like maybe a radio show says something that you just brush off versus a radio show says something that you actually like take heed to? Or who are the people or the OGs and shit like that you look up to? Let's talk on that, because this is a new conversation to have on this on the IG
Love
live
it.
that
Yeah,
I think is going to be dope.
I love it. Yo, I think it's sometimes, in fact, all the time, or for me, rather, let me say, when I sit on these Twitter feeds and things like that, watching what people say about the culture, you can hear, or you can gather just from listening to people, whether it's been researched or not, whether it's somebody who's done, you know, a bit of milling in the background to understand what they're talking about, or if it's just somebody who has an opinion and keeps it moving. Even with radio DJs out here, some of these people in positions talk reckless about just any old thing. They'll invite you in for an interview, and, you know, without doing due diligence on, you know, your project or where you're from, and, you know, your history up until that point, and, you know, you start chopping it up with them, and you realize that, you know, this is actually a baseless conversation that you're having with somebody who's meant to be in a position of leadership. Because when you're on radio, for one, I'm talking, you know, about on a hip hop show, you must have some sort of foundation, which you can't be on there talking reckless, you know, about hip hop, doing the shit for a check, which is more often than not the case out here. So people's conversations on a day-to-day, I listen and I watch, and you can actually gain insight from that, because it would have been conversations that people have, or it would have been something that they mentioned that they went to go study and relay, and that for me means a lot. Like, so it's people's opinions that like I have like hip hop conversations pretty much a lot of the times with Stogie online, because the man understands, man. Like, he's with the shits. Like, he went, you know, whenever we sit and have hip hop conversations, it's deep shit, you know, it's because we care a lot about it.
This man had me on 7-hour Zoom call.
No, like I can understand it. I mean, a lot of the people, we all share a lot of the same interests as well. We watch battle rap, and you know, like it's anybody who's in the culture, and you know, and is a rapper that goes and watches battle rap, like right away, that's like, oh, okay, you of that kind of cloth. You know what I mean?
I got you.
How, you know, I came out. You know, because right there, that's like where the raw element, like wordsmith is. Like you get some really incredible shit.
You breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit.
You hear me?
Yeah, bring it back like 2 sentences.
Yeah. I'm saying like if you if somebody, for instance, you know, like shares the same interests as you as far as battle rap goes, somebody who has an interest in battle rap and is a lyricist, that is somebody right away that, you know, for me, I start paying attention, because that's somebody who understands what level of smithing, of what type of level of smithing we're at, you know, because that is like right there where the grungiest are, you know, the
Absolutely.
basic, you know, the most incredible, most exciting abilities with the pen you get from battle rap, you know. Even as far
That's
as
why I fuck with you, man. Like
yo, man,
like yo,
real rap. Even like just radio people who like sit and like do like research, man. Like, you know, like that type of stuff is attractive for somebody like me, you know, to listen
So
to somebody who has like a learned opinion on the culture.
absolutely. Now, I'm not going to discredit commercial. Like my job is never to discredit people, right? I don't want to discredit the radio artists. I don't want to discredit the commercial artists. I don't talk shit on the mumble rappers. I don't ever try to take a dollar out of nobody's pocket.
Yes.
What I like to do is to highlight the things that matter to me in the culture, the parts of the culture that I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that kid that came up out of the gutter off mumble rap and no longer lives in the hood and was able to feed his family. I don't want him to lose a single dollar. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to pretend to like it either. You know what I'm saying? So like when you start talking, like I was a battle rapper for like 16 years. So you start talking about,
Steve.
bro, I have laid more rappers. Have you ever heard me rap? Did you ever check any of my stuff out?
I heard you rap, man. There's like a clip that you posted the other day, this past week or something like that. I think you're wearing like a white tee and with like a cap on, and you going off. You going off on that joint.
Bro, I've been doing this a long time. When you start talking about that battle shit, my guy, like, bro, like, it comes out everything. So, like, I'll give you a perfect example, too, talk about Stogie. So, Stogie hits me up to do the Freestyle Friday joint, right? I ended up hopping, I was hopping on his lives and shit like that, and I started laying people the fuck out on his lives. I was like, yo, these people can't rap for shit, yo, put me on, man. And I was like, yo, I got bars right now, let's go. He puts me on the Freestyle Friday, John. I'm thinking it's like a super aggressive thing. I'm coming in like on the tail end. I don't know the vibes or nothing like that. I start coming at people's necks and shit. Everyone's just dropping these shit, but like that's like it's literally like it's in my DNA. Like when my default setting when it comes to when I sit down with a pen and a pad, it's like my instinct is to simply go for somebody's neck and take somebody's head off.
It's hard to shake off, Steve. Like, come on, man. Like you know the era, man. Like you know the era. Like you in order for you to be recognized in any type of way, you have to lay. You gotta put away a few people. Like earn those stripes, because you can't stand in a circle with people and then come and spit some bullshit. Bro, that's not going.
I said the same thing on the Aces, John. I was like, you can't walk in with these type of monsters and like, bro, nah, it's different.
What's going on, man?
It does matter, but you're making good points though. What you're saying, like, there's a message behind what you're saying, right? It has to do with the people that you surround yourself with, and that's why I don't have these conversations with every person. This is why every comment doesn't, like, if you didn't come up in the trenches, if you don't know what it's like to just line them up and be in a cipher with people who are just looking to take your fucking head off, who all week weren't doing nothing all week, but writing bars for you the entire time because they knew they was gonna be across. Like if you wasn't in there, like it's really hard for me to be like, cause like I'll get opinions and like I like to name drop too. So like if you look at the A Reese reactions, right?
Right.
These fucking kids, yo, these fucking children on the fucking comments,
What
yo,
have you,
like,
Steve?
bro, I don't hold nothing back, man. I put out a tweet. I was like, I hope you suck the fattest part of my dick. Like, I do not like what one person considers a bar, man. Like, it's really telling. It's really telling, man.
That's the main difference with us, man. Steve, that's it, man. That's how you gotta see it, man. Like it's all love for the kids, man. Like, cause when
That's what I said. I don't talk shit. I don't talk shit. But
when we came, we were kids.
They bring the smoke to me. You ain't catch that bar, really? I didn't catch that bar, really? That's what you think? Catch a body like Pilates. Oh shit!
I got hell the other day for pointing out an A Reese line, for pointing out a line that made no goddamn sense. And I'm straight to it, man. I'll keep it funky all the way. Like if it's a line that made no damn sense, I said it and I was like, man, where's the logic in this? I was told to chill. I was like, hell nah, man. Like I gotta let
What do you mean chill?
What do you mean? Like if we're gonna rap, then let's rap. Let's not try to fugaze things. Let's not try to finagle our way in it, man. If it's a line that makes no sense, then it doesn't belong there. It was a dope verse right up until there. That's what I said. Like that line makes no sense.
Take time. We get off this. Take some time. Go watch my reaction to Nasty C's Easy. Right. So first of all, I fuck with Nasty big time, man. Because if it wasn't for him, he's how I found South African hip hop. It was through one of his videos on YouTube that I discovered the entire like scene out here, right? So like I will always rap the guy. Like I got a place in my heart for the kid. You know what I mean? That's not gonna buckle. You dig?
Mm.
But I told him to fuck up on that reaction. Yo, I had so much fun with that shit, man. I was like, hold on. Is he talking about shitting on strippers? Like, what the fuck? But like, one of the big things for me, and you can co-sign this or refute it, right? I don't mind bad lines. I don't mind cheesy bars and stuff like that. If the intent behind it isn't that I'm the illest lyricist in the world. I feel like how somebody presents themselves has a lot to do with the level of critique and the level of severity that I'm going to come down on them.
And that's the reason why I made that comment that day, because Reese is a rapper. Like he's a rapper's rapper. Like he's nice. But I had to just, let the youngin know, like, listen, you can't let like this, we can't let slide. Like you can't say, things like this and think it's gonna be okay to slip past cats like me. Like it's not okay. That was my responsibility that day, because the rest of the country was going crazy, man. It was a dope album from Cooley, but I found that line to be out the question. I had to point that out because I'm a stickler like that.
We're the same. So I hate that I sound like I'm hating right now, but I'm not. Fucking
I'm not. I'm not hating. I love the kid. I'm not hating, man. I love the kid, but I just had to let him know, like, yo, you could have worded this different. That's all.
Facts. I'm actually not even going to get into what I was going to. I want to change the topic, because we can sit here and talk about bars that we've picked apart from people. How about this? Give me a trash bar that you wrote that you looked back on like a year later, where you were like, what the fuck was I thinking when I wrote that? I know you got something that haunts you. You got something that haunts you.
Thankfully, my memory ain't that good, Steve. So we can move right past it.
We can move right past that.
Now, for real, I can't. It'll have to be my earlier years, and I can't think of anything right now, man. But I swear, if something comes up, I'll mention it. I'll mention it.
All
But
right, all
right
right.
now,
I'm
man,
a
I don't know. Maybe you
I'm a
picked out something.
randomly tweeting.
Maybe you picked. Yeah, maybe you picked out something that was like, yeah, Cap. Yeah, you could have done better than. Yeah, you could have done a little bit better. Maybe you got something. I don't know.
Not to that degree, not to the same degree that we're talking about. There are bars that are light for the sake
Yeah,
of a rhyme scheme or a setup. There are bars that
yeah,
are light just because it fits and it wasn't supposed to be a haymaker. Like I said,
yeah.
intense is what matters to me. Now, when there is a bar that is clearly the build-up, you had a 4-bar build-up, and your punchline is trash. Like it's way different than you just having like a simile in a setup that may not be like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, like groundbreaking. Like intent matters, man.
No, absolutely. I think that's why I prefer to hide the punch in the scheme rather than to like so that
Spoon feed
the
it.
sit up rather than to spoon feed it. Because for me, it's just like, man, yeah, I mean punchlines are cool, but like if you drop one and it doesn't land like that, the rest of the verse is gonna be you're gonna have to slug it out to pull yourself out of that slump. So I try to camouflage the punches within the scheme so that it becomes it, when you do catch it, like after following the scheme, it's like, oh, that was clever. You actually put that together real nicely. You don't have to catch it right away. You're never gonna
Facts.
catch it right away, not all the time. Like when you do sit with it, it's like, ah, shit, that was fire action.
Bro, that's the shit. It eats at me. What you're talking about right now, as a man who loves bars and does reactions, which is literally just the first time hearing a song, you will not believe the shit that I get crucified. Like there are people who sit there and listen to like you'll have listened to the song 50 times and then pick up a different line each time and then go back to my reaction of the first time I heard the song and be like, "Oh, you ain't picked this up? You're trash. You ain't how you ain't get this? How you ain't get this 8-bar setup? How you ain't connect that back to the first line when he said X, Y, and Z? Like shut the man. People like you out there making my jobs hard, man.
Nah, man, like yo, Steve, I can't give it to people like straight like that, man. It's gotta be like there's stuff from Big that I'm still deciphering. And he's gone, like he's long gone. Like there's stuff from Big today that I'm like, yo, all right, cool. I caught what he was saying, but like I didn't like understand the, and then it hits you like, oh snap, like it was well written. It was really
And
well written. So
it's more than punches too. Like what you're talking about, man. A lot of the stuff is life shit too, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that won't hit the same until you've been through it. Like there have been songs that I've listened to that maybe I listened to too young. You know what I'm saying? And like your ears too green for it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
you gotta grow into it. We used to get those shoes. Well, back in the day, we used to get them shoes. Back when you went to school, you get like an extra size longer, so that you grow into it. And
Grow
like the
into
next
them.
2 years, yeah. Those type of joints. Those are the type lines we talking
Facts.
about right now. Yeah,
And
those,
like
you gotta
it's
grow.
and then there's some that you're just never gonna get too. Like I like music that's created for people who grew up in the hood like I did, and I
Yeah,
don't expect those songs to be commercial hits. I don't expect the Beverly Hills crowd to relate to and understand and feel that the same way that they're gonna feel a bop, and they're not supposed to. You know what I mean? And I think that part of that is like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you
that's
from
what,
you from you from like you from like the other. You know what I mean? So
bro. I'm from the
Hills,
Badlands. I
yo,
don't try to glorify
you,
it. I don't try to glorify it, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Like I'm from Kensington, which is basically like the Badlands in Philly.
got you,
Um,
got you,
and it's
got you,
like I don't
got you, man.
recommend you stop there for a cheesesteak. That's never the vibes.
Yeah, man. But like, if you know, if you're not in that environment, some shit might, might cornrow you. You might never, might never fully understand what, I mean, I grew up on Siegel. A lot of the stuff that Siegel would say, like, it never really hit. It never hit, but I understood that this was said in a way that it was undeniable. Like, this is a man who is living what he's talking about. Like, you know, and like the imagery he would paint for me, that meant like a whole lot. Man. I lived for that kind of rap. I lived to understand the absolute darkest, uh, you know, corner of somebody's mind. How they were able to translate it on the page. That for me was the mark of an incredible writer.
You are perfectly transitioning into what I want to talk to about next. This I couldn't have asked for a better transition. So like, we're vibing right now. I think we both have the idea of the type of music that we're talking about and the type of music that we enjoy. So I guess the topic that I want to talk to you about and how I want to transition the conversation into this is like the mouth that it comes out of. Because gangster rap, hood rap and shit like that did become glorified, did become to a point where it was almost commercialized, I want to say, to where it became more of like an arts and crafts things for some of these rappers who have never lived it but still want to talk it. And like that's kind of how I want to transition this, and I want to talk about that too, because there's two sides to this. There's the side that I like it because I lived it and I enjoy it. But there's a level of authenticity that is needed for me to enjoy it when I hear this shit. There's a level of like believability. Like it's not necessarily just open game in my opinion for writers. This isn't arts and crafts. This isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like this, the lifestyle isn't something to just be trivialized like that. You dig? And like, it could be as simple as like, I've heard plenty of people use gun bars that never held a gun in their life. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be as simple as that, or it could be like full-blown albums of just bullshit that you know that they don't fucking live through. I got people making party albums that were the fucking nerds in high school, never got invited to a fucking rendezvous in their life. Like, you got these motherfuckers out here, ain't never been 3 knuckles deep in a bitch making R&B hits. And it's like, I feel like there's a certain level of authenticity. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk on that. How does that affect you? I want to get into Cap's head. How does that affect you when you're listening to stuff? Like, does it matter? Do you do research on the artist? When you hear a song, do you take it at face value? Like, what's your thought process? Walk me through your thought process as far as that goes, because these are the conversations I want to have with you, because I don't feel like this conversation you're gonna have at the typical radio station. You dig? Like I want to like really dig into these.
Yeah. Look, man, there are those artists that the setup, anything goes essentially. Anything goes. It sounds good. You've got to say it. There are those people. I feel as though if it's authentic, if it's not authentic, you'll see right through it. I do. I hear clean through it. Like and that's where the stop, pause the bullshit, kick the junk out the tape, and throw it out the way. I don't advocate putting something on record that you know nothing about. Like it's gonna sound fantastic, maybe sound trendy, but somebody eventually is gonna come see you about it. I'll give you an example. Aces. When we were recording Aces, Pro said in that record, Lelikas Labos Jokes, Godfrey Molloy, Tebza Mrambo. Those are people most notorious gangsters Soweto has ever seen, right? This is stuff that he had witnessed. This is stuff that he was close to. We had to make a phone call to clear that line. And the people that Pro called are the people that he's talking about. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
That's a different kind of energy. That's a different level of gangster. Like when you are able to be in close proximity to these people who and don't take it in any kind of way, but I'm not glorifying gangsterism, but that is a different level of authenticity that can only attain just it, you know, like and even with me when I'm speaking about like the robberies, cash and transits and things that are happening on the very same song. This is shit that I witnessed. This is shit that, you know, will close off a section of the highway. You coming from school and you've seen bodies laid the fuck out, and you know there's money all over. Like this is shit that you know that you see, that you take from the stoop to the boot. You know, people can do the research on that. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're in the studio and you're making, you know, shoot 'em up shit, somebody's gonna want to know if that, oh, if is he for real? Let me go find out. Let me find out. Get your G check one time. And it sounds different if it's coming from somebody who's been present when it happened. It sounds different. It hits different. Like it lands different. Like you can feel it. I get a feeling. I get that. Like when I'm listening to some people be like, oh, that's cute. You said a gun bar. That's sweet.
He said, that's cute. That's cute.
That's real. That's sugary. Like that's nice. Let's keep it moving. But it's definitely this you can't sugarcoat it for forever. You're gonna get found out sooner or later, because in circles, this is a very small industry. Like South Africa, it's a very, very small industry. People who've been taken captive, and I'm talking about stuff that I've seen happen, been taken captive in whips and what have you. They rapped about it in songs, and it you know, you're like, yeah, I remember that. You know, I was bro, like this is it's a small industry. You can't hide that shit forever. You can't claim something you not. We all know
What's
even
what?
even if I'm not in your circle, I'm a know. I'm a know it's gonna come back to me.
That's very, very telling. And I think conversations like this are important because there are going to be people who look up to you because of your longevity. There are going to be people that look up to you because of your skill. And the conversations behind the music are what I want to bring to light. Because your opinion on this probably isn't what you fucking sound like on a track. There's going to be people out there that look up the Cap that are going to hear about the robberies, that are going to hear the gun bars, they're going to hear this and that, and they're going to think that you want them to sound like that. They're going to think that you want them to emulate the music and the stuff that you are putting out. And this is one of the things that I want to give to hip-hop, is I want to take that veil off of the music and be able to have these real conversations. Not for me, not for you. More, like, most importantly is to, like, the people who are still impressionable, the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that are listening to this shit and are going to emulate, are inevitably going to emulate it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the interviews, they don't have the conversations to sit back and be like, man, I look up to Cap, like, this is someone, and he's telling me not to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be blessed to have never witnessed this stuff. It is way cooler to not grow up in the hood than it is to grow up in the hood. And, like, I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I don't know that they don't realize that. I don't feel like the platform has been given to the industry, to the artist, to really make that case, because you can't fake it either. Because if you come up on some sweet shit, right, and you're just like, oh, life is great, grew up perfectly, never had a bad day in my life, you know what I mean? Like people are gonna see through that too. That's just as fake. You know what I'm saying? Like the Beverly Hills kids are gonna look at you just as fucking weird as you're gonna look at the kid doing the gun bars. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's where I disconnect this with the youngins, Steve, because the whole Twitter shit, the whole going back and forth and touring and trolling shit. That, I mean, you might let it slide amongst your peers and whatnot, but I'm not going back and forth with a youngin on online. You know, I'm gonna request your location and I'm gonna come deal with you there. Like that. That's the whole disconnect between us. Like, I could translate it as far as I can in my music, but let's face it, my shit is, or anybody's shit, is always going to be open to interpretation. No matter how I say something, you might feel as though, yo, Cap is wilding today. Like, but no, I'm talking maybe on a situation from a homeboy of mine, you know what I mean, who's, you know, had to do that because there was no other alternative. But I'm writing in his perspective, and that's the music you get at the end of the day. I'm speaking on that type of from that angle, you know, because music. There's no confines in it, right? I mean, if you're a lyricist, you're gonna write from varying degrees of existence. That's why I'm saying, like, I could sit and write, and you know, in the perspective of my young boy, my neighbor, who got his head split open because the monster that he created outgrew him, and he got caught, and they were looking for that top position where he was at, and then he that the whole Caesar thing where they sabotaged him and took everything. Like, that is a perspective I'm writing from. That's not necessarily something I lived. But if you listen to that record, there's no way I'm saying that is a story that is his. People might have thought that I was part of that whole melee. It's not necessarily the case, but I left it open ended. I didn't tell people, nah, it's something I viewed. You know, I mean, people got to take in material, and there must be a level of discernment as well. You know, when you listen to rap, it's sure we've got a responsibility because we're the people saying these words. But yeah, it's got to be. I never believed that Big was, people was, on they were trying to come sticking for his green. But when I saw that video, that shit took me in.
And I think that intent, I keep going back to this because I'm very big on this, right? I think that there's a difference between an artist that comes out and is like, hey, I am an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? And then the artist that goes out and says, hey, I write my life. Because there are very, very different aspects when it comes to this hip-hop shit between the two of them. And one's not necessarily more valid than the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need entertainment in life just as much as we need people to have an outlet, you know what I'm saying, to get shit off their chest and get them through the fucking darker days and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So, who do you fuck with that? So, hold on. Go back to the battle rap stuff, right? So, you came up battle rapping?
I was battle rapping in the rafters, man. I was there was always somebody to go see from a rival crew coming up in school, because we always had to prove ourselves, man. Like, it was, whether it was rapping with our homies in the cypher or whatever, we wrote a rhyme the night before so that we can get to school and say to our peers, or if it was a freestyle battle, we'll be going at it with other cats in at school, just to Dr. Manhattan let the nuts swing type things, so people know who's who at any given time at school. So I'm from that era. I'm from that cloth. So yeah, battle rapping, the sport of hip
You
hop.
still
I
you
love
still
it.
got it. You still got it in you right now. Somebody comes and presses you.
Yo, man, I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting. I don't know if people. I
Let's
don't know,
go.
Steve. I'm not. Steve, I don't know, man. I'm waiting. I'm always I always keep a full clip. You know, I've always got something on something. You know, just in case it goes there. But
Facts.
9 times out, because I was taught by a battle rapper who went from the streets to mainstream. This is Lynn. I was talking about Pro now. He's on tape destroying niggas. He's on radio destroying, bodying everything. Like from like the low level soldiers to the generals. That's how he worked. He's done it
Let's go.
on air. He's done it in front of, like, I remember it was I think it was a YFM show. YFM is like a radio station out here where he was battling Proverb. Proverb is another cat. I'm sure you know Proverb.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, yeah.
when Pro went at it, Steve, it was
I don't see.
monumental, man.
I don't really see Proverb as a battle rapper. My guy doesn't.
Listen, that's where he comes from. That's his cloth. Yo,
That's
Proverb
interesting.
was off the top. He's nice, and he went at it.
I can see freestyle. No, I can definitely see the freestyle stuff there. I think a lot of this has to do with exposure too. So like the stuff that I've been
Mm,
exposed to from him has definitely been
mm.
very very uplifting. People request all the
Yeah,
uplifting songs. You know what I'm saying?
he's had
So like
he's had
I,
to earn his rep out here
I
because
got you.
he comes from a different part of the country. So yeah, he comes from Kimberly. So coming to Johannesburg, you know, the Joburg cats are the hardest, you know, the toughest people to bond with, man. They don't allow anybody in. you gotta earn your way in, you know. And he had
Facts.
to go for it. He had to do that. So I mean, he had to collide with Pro one
Today
time, and you know,
is there footage of that anyway?
I don't think there's footage. I was there, witness.
Ah,
I was standing.
I
I
got
was in
you.
the rain. It was raining. It was pouring rain. I was standing there watching these two going at it, man. It was smart. Yo, Steve, man. Like when we talk about hip rap, South African hip hop moments, that was one of them.
Let's
That was
go.
one.
Who don't you want to see?
Go at it.
Yeah, no, at you. Who don't you want to see?
Who I'm not trying to see, man. I don't know. I feel like anybody, man. Anybody can get it. There's a lot of people I respect that I might, you know, not engage. I know. Look, off rip Stoke. I'm never gonna go back and forth with Stoke. So that's big bro. He's. I sat with him, man, and I know in terms of uh, 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 like just out of respect, you know what I mean. That's my big bro. You know, I respect him a lot. I love big bro. I'd never go at it with home. I'd never, ever, ever. I'd be caught, you know, on Moon Rock or something if I come at Stoke crazy. Like that's my big
Got
brother.
you.
Like that ushered me in. I'd never talk crazy. But other than yo, anybody can get it, Steve. Yo, man,
All right,
a lot of
let
people
me
that
reword this. Let me reword this. Who's gonna give you the best run for your money
off the top,
off the top?
I gotta say Trilly.
Okay,
Trilly nice. Trilly dumb nice. He is
I'm interviewing him next week.
dumb nice.
Okay,
Trilly, he's one of them. You know, he's one of them. Like he's definitely one of those cats where um you salute in that and you keep it moving. Like nobody, yeah. I've rapped with the homie on a few records. That's my dog. Like, you know, like I salute
okay.
Trilly. Like that's my man's. But if we were to go at it, no, it would be a long night.
Be a
Definitely
long.
be a long night, man.
You got something for me right now in the chamber?
See,
Something
Steve, yo, you
hard.
caught me.
Something hard.
Um, I say, from early on, sturdy. The type of shit you build upon. Never build upon wave riding. Still a bomb sets you could send a guard. I chill in synagogue, then the sinners off. You can ill afford a war, piss off. So this guerrilla warfare and them killers armed. Koala armor, how we moving with the sticks. I'ma need a guard of honor when we moving with the chimps. Extend a hand and greet him with late palm, bomb threat. It's advisable lanes remain calm, draw attention like a silent alarm on talk. My battle stance is avalanche. I snap and add them with no filter. IG check and leave wreck. These records we weave, track, relaxed here, style lines that's destined to fly over your head like carry on. Happily do away with the family, the amity villain, give him calamity, then languish in prison. The white girl moving, the corner a tanning salon. They off-white and broad day while sunlight. That's the daily operation. Cats is mainly in that occupation, so anorexic about the weight. And when this order come back up, believe me, kill off the appetite. Nah, fiends still leaning in the afterlife. The rap disciple, I acolyte with a cipher of lads who rap alike. A maverick when capicited, I'm excited, man. Something like that.
Let's go. Okay. Yo, let's go. I said I'm back on the scene. It seems that y'all miss me. I was chasing green. The cream gets so busy. Now I'm back to being mean, obscene, and so grisly. I'm on your block with my team, screaming, please diss me. Cause I be on my soldier lean. I speak like a Dover king. I turn your oil slot to Pandora's box. You better keep it from opening. Cause the battle ain't worth it. And I ain't even wife your bitch. I just borrowed her. Now she barrel rolls perfect. You should be polite to me. We taking cash checks and money orders. You can make it out to Wyco Street. Cause my team rolls with me when we teach those biddies and avoid the baby mama drama for a cheap 250. I'm a narcissist. That flows like butter. I'm the whole type lover. Got your bitch in front of mirrors more than Snow White's mother. You a sucker. Ain't no one afraid of what you gonna do. I could call your bitch up for a dick suck. She'll pick up right in front of you. It's SIX. You understand what happens when you facing for you dapping Jonah Hex just to have a conversation. Posted up with Satan while he rips your ass. Got you marching in the boots with that Hitler stash. And that bitch you bagged, I'll be stomping on her beaver. I'll beat the pussy so bad a fucking zombie wouldn't eat her. So I'm saying I'm the best. Oh, you haters, hold your breath before you playing Brock Lesnar. You catch a blade into your chest, I digress. Oh, you maggots spitting weak ain't got a clue what they doing. Button mashing on the beats. Ain't got the status of the steez to be the captain or a beast. You rather practice little faggot until be ashes in a week. Go ahead. Something light, something light, something light.
Hi, Stevie. Hi,
Something
Stevie.
light.
Right?
I'm just a reactor. I don't.
That was
I'm just
heat,
a
man.
reactor.
That was deep rock, man. That was heat,
yeah,
man.
You start talking about that stuff, man, and like you put me in that zone too, because you talk about like, yeah, we come from that era where you had to be ready all the time. Like you never, like, you could be going to the store for some milk and the wrong person come out and they're gonna press you on the corner and be like, yo, you said you was nice, let's go right now. And they've been waiting all week for you, waiting to see you. Like, I love that.
It was always on, Steve. Like, we used to do debating, bro. Like, we used to debate, like, from, like, you know, in the school eras, you know, when you'd have to go to another school to do like debating runs and things like that. And when you get to the to that school, you realize, oh snap, there's that homie, you know, I heard he's nice or whatever, and he's in that debating team. And, you know, unbeknownst to everybody else, it immediately becomes I'm gonna go see him. Like, this
You
is
can feel the tension. You can
right
feel
away,
the tension in
right
the
away.
air, man.
Yeah.
Like,
We came here to debate something else with the team, but we know it's me. It's between me and you. We know we gonna get to us at a later stage, you know. So it was always on site, even in something as trivial as a debate, man. Like, yo, I could be speaking on a topic that I know for a fact I don't believe in that shit, but I'm a ether you because, you know, I gotta get you. When you walk out here, you gotta let your homies know, like, hey, he's nice. He's not to be played. You know.
so do you think that's still the case? Do you think this train of thought is still like the kids are still coming up like that? Because like I almost feel like a dinosaur. You know what I'm saying, with that type of mentality? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I could be wrong. I could just be out of touch. You know what I'm saying? But like, What's your thoughts on that? Give me your opinion. Do you think that this generation, because this could just be like what I said before too, about you just have to know who to see, you have to know where to look. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to go know how to seek it out and shit like that.
That's
Do you
true.
think?
There are definitely youngins that still find it appealing to be competitive with words. With and as some of the kids that I groom from back home, that still find it very, very, that alchemy very appealing. To stand in front of, somebody and just rap, like say some ill shit, some nice shit, and let people react. It's there. You definitely have to go seeking it. You're not gonna sit like in front of the TV and come across it. It's not gonna be that. But you have to know where to move to be able to obtain that. Even in some of the kids who are sort of like the mainstream out here, they be subbing each other every chance they get. I live for that, man. I'm just like, yo, let's just get it out of the way, man. Like, let's do it, man. There's one kid out here, and I hope at some point you get to speak with him. His name is Teeny, Kid Teeny. He's with the shits. That's the one kid I know for a fact is ready to go all.
I've listened to the song about the he has like a storytelling track, which is how I got introduced to him, about like somebody that was like walking down, got picked up in a car, and then the person who picks him up in the car ends up killing him at the end, right?
Yeah, he's nice.
Not my type of track, right?
Maybe
So then I heard him on the money jaunt with Styles, right? Light. It was light. All right, we're about to get cut off. I got 20 seconds. You want to hop off and then hop back on?
Yo, what's good?
We're about to get cut off. We're about to get cut off.
Oh, we can go.
There you go.
What's up?
But yeah, so like, I want to finish both of these conversations. So number one, huge shout out to RK. Him and I do look for different things, so I do tend to enjoy his perspective because he is not cut from the same cloth. He is not a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like he's an author. He's you know what I mean? Like he writes books. He's extremely intelligent. His breakdowns are definitely come from more of an academic background from the sound of things. He likes to break down word sounds and syllable matchups and things of that nature. And I think that's just as important. You know what I'm saying? As the people come to me for a different reason because like I'm gonna give it to you from my perspective of somebody who came up battle rapping, who's looking for the punchlines, who's looking for bars, who appreciates different things. And I think that people like RK offer it's just a different perspective that you're not going to get everywhere else, and it adds an incredible amount of value. The same way that having an American perspective, having a white perspective, like just getting different voices from different eyes with different backgrounds adds a level of marketing value. Like you want to know how your music sounds to different groups of people, especially if you have aspirations of being heard more than just around the corner. And then when you have somebody like RK who is as intelligent and articulate as RK is, and the way that he breaks stuff down, and you know what I'm saying, it gives a level of credence to some look, here's what I'm trying to say. Here's what I'm getting at. You and I know how much effort you have to put in to write a good verse. The average listener does not know that. The average listener doesn't know what goes into writing a rap verse, doesn't know what goes into honing a skill and syllable matchups and when to pause and the art of delivering a punchline and having emphasis, how to write a beat. There's so much that goes into it that if you are not a rapper, you're never going to give him. And he gives the time of day to break down the different sounds and words and the way that the bars, like just shit that you don't get to listen to normally. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll go to how many trash reactors are there out there? Well, they'll sit there the whole time, listen to your shit, and they'll be like, "No, that was dope," and then move on. Like what the fuck? Like you know how much work I put into this for you to like, nah, that was dope.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Like, I mean, it also like it's just disheartening as well when you're the person being critiqued. You know, it's very disheartening. It's like, okay, bro, thank you. All right, that's all I'm gonna get. Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Back to Kitsini. So yeah, I heard the DOA jaunt, which was the storytelling track. Shout out to PQ in the comments, dropping that. I didn't like it. It's not the type of music that I seek out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely.
I'm gonna have to send you back to the first mixtape he dropped. I can't remember now what the name of that mixtape was called, bro. I think it was Coming of Age. No,
maybe.
I think it was the Coming of Age, from the Lil Homie. But this was before, you know, he ended up on the label that he's on right now. And obviously right now he's, you know, having to sell music. That's the prerequisite.
Once you sign, it's different. It's different. Yeah.
It's different. But one thing about the kid I can say is he gets busy.
He's with the smoke. I know that. I see him on Twitter talking shit a lot.
Nah, he gets busy. And he can back it up. Like he can. Yeah. He can back it up. He's one of them. He's cut from that cloth. Like he won't say shit and then, you know, not come at you if you come at him sideways. You know, he gets busy. He's been around the right kind of people, you know. So
like this goes back to what I talked about earlier, which is like I can only speak on my exposure. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a huge difference. Like there are people where that like, yo, check this track out from this artist, and that's probably not the first track you should hear from that artist, especially if they've been around a while and are exploring different sounds and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I seen that there's one of the things that I want to do, and you know this, you know what I'm saying, from the shit that I slid in your DMs, but like one of the things that I want to do is I love seeing the international collaborations. So when I seen that he had the joint with Styles, I was like, yo, I'm ready to, like, this shit's about to be fucking heavy. Like this, I came up with the locks. I was like, yo, this shit's about to be amazing. That shit was so light. I listened to that joint, man. I tried to will myself. I tried to fake it. I did. I wanted to love it so much. I was like, yo, I was just like, this is gonna be so heavy. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But it wasn't good. It was, but my expectation when I see Styles P on the track, my expectation, if I had a feature with Styles, you know the shit that I'm gonna write, label or not, God Himself couldn't stop me from fucking dropping the verse of my life. And it wasn't bad, like, there wasn't nothing trash about it, but it didn't like. All right. All right. I think it was a missed opportunity. That's what I'm upset at. It was a missed opportunity.
Like, I think if you're gonna be from this side and you get an international feature, I think for me there's been a handful of international features out here where I felt like, oh yeah, he really worked. Double HP being one of them. I think he did a record with I think it was, yo man, I better not, like, I think it was Talib. It was Talib Kweli. Yeah, he did a joint with Talib. Which was kind of nice, but you know, it wasn't like it was a different kind of chemistry on there, which I felt was nice. It wasn't a let's out rap each other type of record. It was a real smooth record, nice joint. It's a handful of songs that have done, you know, cats that have done international records out here, which I felt like were, you know.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yo.
You're there. You're good.
Yeah, so it's like a handful of records. You know, of course the Animals record.
Come on, could a track get more perfect?
Beastly. Yeah, I mean beastly. We were fortunate enough to get on a record with Gazoo. I think you've done a reaction to it already. The joint is called Priceless. You've done a reaction with that. Like, I felt that song was damn near flawless, you know. but it's not things that are heralded out here.
I think that's the first jaunt from you that I heard. Period with the assembly, right? Like I think that's the very very first one I ever did of you.
Yeah. And then we did a joint with Rest in Peace Sean Price as well, which was also, but that was from like the tape before the work that you saw. This was like literally 2 months before he passed away.
Wow.
That also got some pretty critical acclaim. But it's a handful of records that I can say were international records, which felt like they hit correct. Where we felt like we were properly represented in those joints. So
yeah, Stogie did the fucking thing. Animals is one of the best tracks I've ever heard in my life. That shit is just
phenomenal,
bonkers.
man.
Shout out to Benny. Shout out to the Butcher, man. Like that shit. Everything about that John was like that one. They cut that right. He picked that right feature for that one, man.
Even the vocal, right down to the vocal.
Oh my god.
Alana,
yeah, she made you feel like one of them gangsters that needed to be checked with to get lines clear. She made you feel like one of them. When it put me right into a smoky room. You know what I'm saying? 3 fingers of Jack and she put me right there. And then Stogie comes there. Yo, come on, I could talk on that all day. Did you see my freestyle to that shit? I did a freestyle to that shit too.
No, I did. Yo, I have not. Yo, you better lace me with that, man.
Fam.
Is it online or?
Yeah. I did it to help promote it the same week that it dropped. As soon as I heard it, I wrote it an hour later and put up the fucking freestyle, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for that. I need to hear that, man.
So let's talk about the international stuff too, because this is dope. Because this is part of what I'm doing. I don't know if you how much you actually follow the channel, how involved you are. So let me kind of just like bring you and the people who may not know up to speed real quick, right? I got approached. Shout out to Kyle from Clash MC, which is a battle league in Cape Town. All right, I got approached by them to judge a tournament, to hold a tournament, and I literally judged it from who was going to pass each battle from round to round up to who won, and we just finished it like 2 days ago. So I think Wednesday, right, with the finals. Shout out to Ray Swag and Fire Flames. You know about the podcast that's coming, obviously, with Stogie and PQ that we're going to be launching in a few weeks. That's coming very, very quickly. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is I have ins with the Cape Town Battle League. I have ins with battlers from Australia. I have ins with Nigerian Battle League. I'm going to be bringing both just outside, whether it's outside the country, outside the continent. I want to be bringing these international opportunities to both collab, to battle, to just get the fan base get the eyes on different people. And
that's fine.
I have a celebrity signed up for one of them too, an American celebrity rapper that I can't name on air. That's gonna be a part of that too. But yeah, so like I want part of what I want to do to contribute to everything. You know what I'm saying? Is to bring out the collaborative side of things and kind of bridge the gap. Oh, you're frozen. We lost you.
I'm here. I think I lost you for a minute. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So like part of what I want my contribution to be, you know what I'm saying, to the culture and I'm to just being it's a blessing to be able to sit down at a table, with PQ and Stogie is insane.
You do a very, 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 very important you and the homie that you spoke of earlier. I don't think you understand and I told you this on Twitter, like you do a very incredible service to the culture by sitting and bringing light to or shining a light on a very important aspect of hip hop, the writing ability. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can write well, and I feel as though people that do need to be, they need to be reminded, like, yo, you nice, fam. Like, what you did here was fucking incredible. Like, keep doing your thing. Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Like you need to like you need to understand how important you are to people who on the other side are listening to you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man.
Gaining whatever.
That's deep.
Like that's my man. Salute to you. Salute to
I appreciate you.
everybody. You know of your cloth that's sitting there and do that, man. It's like nobody.
Oh,
You
we
know what I'm
lost
saying?
you.
Like yeah.
Yo.
Okay, hear me, man. Hey, you.
We
I'm
lost him.
here.
Yo,
I'm
I
here.
can
I'm
see
here.
you.
I'm here. Yeah. What's going on, man?
I don't know, man. You
I'm
gotta
here.
get that Wi-Fi together, my guy.
I'm nice over here, man. I'm nice. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to salute you, man. Just let you know, man, we appreciate you, Steve, man. I'm sure I'm speaking for every other cat who's had the privilege of getting, sound off from you. That's what's up.
I appreciate that, man. And my big thing is I don't ever want to take praise like that without giving it back tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Like I never want to take from the culture without making a purposeful impact back and a contribution back to it. Because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I do hope to make a difference. Like that at the end of the day, that's what it comes to. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the big emphasis that I want to do with having the opportunity, like with the podcast, shout out to PQ and Stogie again. Like we're not just highlighting celebrities. I'm not just talking about celebrities. I want to give just as much airtime to the kid down the block with 3 followers who's nice. You know what I'm saying? That we do with the AAA celebrity that just drops an album. You know what I'm saying? And like part that I can only do so much, but I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can. In terms of like I got. Did you see the DVD cipher?
DVDs. No. Oh, the
Bro, I'm about to blow your inbox up with links, my guy. So check it out. I put together an old school cipher. I started a cipher series, bro, where there's no
okay.
beats. It's all acapella, no studio recording, just straight up phone to face, drop bars and go at it. It's
Got it.
me, Merkums, Stogie T, Black Corleone, and 100 Koofies. All right,
Okay.
and that's the DVD volume 1. PQ, you didn't tell? Did you like it? PQ finally watched it. She been sleeping on me, man. Um, number two is in the works right now. DVD Cipher Volume 2 is me, Touchline, P.O, Jimmy Wiz, and Landmark.
Uh-huh.
Volume 3 is gonna
Landmark.
be I already got Landmark's verse in, yo.
Oh, nice, man.
Fucking shout out to all those guys. These are my peoples. Like every one of these guys are just genuinely good dudes. I'm not gonna have people on here that I don't respect, that I don't think are gonna be able to do the thing. This is gonna end with me soliciting you to see if you want to be on one of the next volumes.
Man, you ain't even gotta listen, man. I'm in there.
Let's go. Volume 4, you're on it, man. Volume 3 is going to be all the top 4 finalists from the Cape Town tournament. So this is part of what I'm talking about. No, people may not know who any of these names are. 2 of them are rookies. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm looking for people who are nice with the craft. I'm looking for people who give respect to the culture, who are doing the thing. I don't care that somebody has 1 million followers and somebody has 2. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of what I want the contribution to be coming into this. And I'm excited about that. But yeah, yo, if say less, man. If you're on it, I'm gonna hit up Cheryl too next week. I'm gonna put the pressure on him on the thing. So like I need.
Do it, man. You'll do it for real. Like you ain't even. I tell you right now, Ginger's it. Mentioned.
We need 2 more people then. So it'll be me, you, Ginger, and we need 2 more people to figure out who's gonna make a good collab with that.
All right.
And then we'll put your thinking cap on. We'll figure out who's gonna be nice.
I got you. Let me hit you when we get off here. I got you though. I got you.
All right, sounds good, man.
Yeah.
What's next? I know you're working on some projects. I did a little recon on you behind your back. I was asking some questions. I like to do my research. You know, I don't like coming into these conversations without having some stuff in my back pocket. What are you working on right now that you want to plug, that you want to like talk about, that we can like really like give the people some substance?
Yeah, right now what's in the sort of pipeline is definitely the assembly work. We did obviously the inspection, which came out 2015. Yeah, that's been quite a while ago now. And so we are doing a follow-up to that, which is called the orientation. We're about 95% there.
Okay.
So it's gonna either be a late this year or an early 2021 thing, but we're not far off with that. It's like it's a beautiful body of work. I think it's a complete opposite in that on the inspection we were rapping like rapping. You know what I mean? We just had bundles of energy to burn off, and we were just rapping forever there. And I mean and on this orientation we just decided let's go musical. Let's explore a little bit and see what we can do. Let's get some of these concepts worked on and see what we can do. And it just sounds a little bit more. It sounds more mature
Okay.
than what the inspection was. But the inspection is still like very very strong tape. Like it's but that's definitely what we're working on. Is the assembly project. That's what's next up.
What's the goal? Like we talked earlier about like intent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the battle rapper on the corner isn't expecting to sell 10 million records battle
Nah,
rapping on the
bro.
corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with the assembly tape, with the crew, the mentality going into this, right? What's
Mm.
the intent? Like I don't even want to feed into. I want you to tell me like in your own words. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the purpose? What's the end goal? Best case scenario for y'all?
Yeah. Definitely a wider audience. Like if we could, touch more people, um, that would be like, like a small victory in our little corner of the world. Um, Definitely a larger audience, and we've got to just, 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 you know, step entirely away from the first project, just so that we can show a little bit of versatility too. Um, and in the features that we've got on this project, like you can hear, like um, we approached like different kinds of people
Okay.
for to work on the project. A lot of
Anybody you could
rappers.
name drop, or is it hush hush?
Um, yeah, I think let me keep quiet, man, because I
Ah,
might say something. The team might lynch me for that, man. But the obviously the one record is the one you've already sort of critiqued already, which is the joint with Sky Zoo. We reached out to the homie for that one. That's another sort of, you can hear like it's a different type of energy that we're working with. Like it's a more aware, more message driven.
it was visual as well too. Like
I know,
the
yeah, I
project
know you.
itself was cohesive.
Yeah, yeah. So we are more on that, like more message driven, more conceptual, more conscious, more a lot more spirited with this effort.
Do you
It's gonna.
do you fuck with Eugen? Eugen Blackrock?
I love you, man. I love her, man. Like um, I think she works very well with words.
Bro.
Like
You talk
man,
about the visual to the whole package, the cohesiveness.
man, listen, I can't speak highly enough. I can't speak highly enough. She's one of them ones, you know. Um, you gotta listen and just take a lot from her, like inspiration wise. Like,
I did two reactions to her videos. If you get a chance to check my breakdown,
uh-huh.
I did, and it's exhausting. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's so much. It's literally like putting in a day's work trying to unpack, and like it's so much fun. It is. She makes these verses that are like
Yo,
puzzles.
man,
You know what I'm
yo,
saying?
man.
Like, and it's so intricate. Like, I can't wait. I'm gonna bombard her to get an interview with her too, because she's someone that I communicate with touch and go. You know what I'm saying? She's not
I'd love
always
to
on
see that.
social media,
Yeah,
but
I'd
like
love to see that. I'd love to see that. That chat gonna be that chat gonna be the one. I'm looking forward to yours and Trilly too. That's gonna be something else as well. I enjoyed yours with Jimmy as well. Like that was something I really
that's my guy. I fuck with Jimmy heavy, man.
He's a good dude. He's another one of them kids who are passionate about it, man. Like um he understands the culture. You know, he's a young cat, but he understands what's up. He understands
It's
what's up,
very,
and I
very personal for him. Yeah, everything he does is very, very personal.
cats like
And
him touch
when
um very very
when you
personal.
have somebody that internalizes it and has value in it like that, the passion is just visible. You could just see it.
Mm.
You can see it's evident. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, yeah. Shout out to Jay down there. That's he manages my Discord for me. That's my guy John Henry. Shout out to him. Yeah, I have reactions to that coming. And I have reactions to Lou the Human or Lou from Paradise just dropped another freestyle that was fucking bananas. So they're both
Right.
coming, my guy. But yeah,
Dope.
Jimmy and Touch just dropped the joint.
Yeah. I'm definitely there's a joint that I might not I should not probably be speaking on it, but there's a joint Touch did with Button that's also a lot coming soon.
With who?
Red Button, with Red
Oh,
Button.
I thought you said Button. I was like, hold up, what? What?
No, that would be crazy though.
Yo, I was about to hop off this live so fast.
right, right. I was like, yo, man, that would have been a nuke I had tucked away.
Yo,
Nah,
I find out, man. I find out Touch and Jimmy's doing anything with Button. I don't get the first text message, man. I'm gonna be, yo. I'm gonna start putting out some reactions where I just trashed them.
yeah. You gotta go after. You gotta battle them straight up and down.
Nah, trash. Look at that line, bar, trash. Look at this beat, trash. Yeah, man. I need the first alert on that, man. That's got to be the first alert.
Yeah, that was. But I mean, yo, I need Joey back, man. I need Joey back, man. I know we might probably never see him. We might probably
Yo.
never see him behind the mic again. But I know at some point they were in Detroit somewhere, but it was the whole gang. It was the whole slaughter. I just don't know if they worked on anything or not, man. And like I literally am on their pages, each and every last one of them, just checking if there's anything they'll leak or anything, man. But I
I
think that
refuse to believe Mood Music Volume 5 is gonna be a thing. It almost has to be. Like,
you reckon he's gonna do something?
listen to me, man. That man has known therapy in ways through music that only a few people alive have. And the shit that has happened in his life that is piling up week after week, there's going to come, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be 2021, Mood Music Volume 5 is going to happen. It's not going to be commercial, it's not going to be, it may not even, you know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. He's got too much to give, and like, it's gonna be a project. Like, if you listen to like Ordinary Love Shit Part 4 is probably the best lyrical body of work I've ever heard in my entire life. Bar after bar, the realest track I've ever heard in my entire life from any artist ever. He is my #1 greatest of all time. But if you listen to number 3, Ordinary Love Shit Part 3 wasn't for us. That was for him. And I think, you know what I'm saying? It's called The Closure. Ordinary Love Shit Part 3, Closure. I think Mood Music Volume 5 is going to be an entire album of that. It's going to be him writing for him. We're not going to be worried about commercial beats. We're not going to be worried about features. It's going to be his therapy to like finally, because like he didn't do that. He ended the chapter with the Rage album, which was all right, but that wasn't Joey. Like that wasn't the send off. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a proper send off for the Mood Music series.
It wasn't. It felt as though it was like a pressure thing as well. Like, oh, Royce did, the Prime thing. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, A-Rap. let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? It almost felt as though like, yeah, that was like what he settled for in the end. Like it was an okay album. It was nothing crazy, but you know, I had to go back to the 4.5s. You know, the mood music 4.5s. The All Love
Even
Lost.
the Love Lost trilogy, as much as it wasn't what he wanted to do, because there was a lot of politics involved in putting the albums out. The classics, absolute fucking classic tracks, classic records on those albums. Like no one could ever take that away. So this is good then. Run me through your playlist, because the fact that like anytime I start bonding with somebody over similar music tastes, like I already assume that we're gonna like the same shit just because of the way the conversations have gone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost a given. But run me through your playlist. Who's on your personal playlist? I'm not who you fuck with, not your industry buddy friends, nothing like that. I'm talking about if I put your shit on shuffle and I just listen, who's gonna come up?
You're gonna get a lot of Seagull. You're gonna get a lot of Seagull. You're gonna get Joey, of course. Crook is in there heavy. Who else I got in there, man? Obviously the Locks. Also them individually as well. Who else I got in there? Nas is in there. Then I'm in my old school thing, you know, the puns, like the word heavy stuff, Big L, Ra, of course, Biggie. Biggie like is my father, man. Like I ain't even trying to hold you. Biggie's my dad. Like that guy. If there was no Biggie, there probably wouldn't be me. You know, like I think that guy is for me the greatest of all time. Like even in his passing, people are still trying to decipher what he did, and you know, but another story altogether. What else I'm listening to, man? There's a homie of mine. Well, no, he's not a homie of mine, but it's somebody I listen to. Jason Johnson. He's nice. Makes a lot of very, very powerful, poignant music. Rain 910. I listen to Rain. Yo, man. Over here, Envy, Black Les, P. Dot, Trilly, Stoke, obviously. Vita, obviously the big homie pro. Like I mean, without question, like I could literally bump his whole catalog from start to finish and back again. Like the stuff is spiritual, man. Like for somebody like me, like I grew up, like you know, when I started paying attention to local hip hop, like proper local hip hop, he was that cat, man. You know, he was walking me through some of the darkest periods, you know. And I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking for like a whole bunch of other people as well. Like that guy was and is celestial to them. I get
Salute.
you know questions today from people who were his fans, like you know, asking me like, "Yo, what was it like being in the presence of this guy?" Because you know, his music, like we were that far off that his music touched us, but you were right there with him. You were right there, like on a, I guess on a regular basis. Like, what was it like being with that guy? You know, I mean,
Let's talk about it, because there's two things that I wanted to get into. So it's interesting that you have Biggie goated, right, which a lot of people do, and then you have the situation with Pro, obviously being more of a mentor situation and somebody that you were close to. Biggie probably said it best, and this is like the way we can transition into this, man. Like you're nobody until somebody kills you, right? And there's too many flowers given when artists can't smell them, and that's
Um,
that's it's a tale as old as time. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I want to do this from two different perspectives. Then you know what I'm saying, as far as like the interview goes, as far as content goes, and conversation goes. You know what I mean,
yeah.
for you and I. So like the first one is like one of my goals. Obviously, is to give artists the flowers while they can still smell them. It's part of what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And it's part of why I love what I do, because I get to
mm,
interact. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Anytime that there's somebody that's passed on a song, I don't. There's no critique. I'm not scoring it. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's
yeah,
not.
no,
It's there to enjoy. It's there to
yeah.
share. It's there to
Yeah.
just like relish in the art. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mm.
and then when it comes to like critiquing people who are still there and able to take feedback, positive or negative, I'm totally fine with someone telling me to kiss their ass. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a reactor. What do I know? Like, but like, what do you think? I want you to speak on that as far as giving flowers while people can smell them, especially like being so close to somebody like that. That
Mm.
from conversations that I've had with people like Stogie, who you know what I'm saying, who goad him as well.
Yeah.
A lot of that didn't come until it was too late. A lot of the appreciation, from what I'm told, obviously, you know, I don't want to speak about a time when I wasn't present for, but I'm speaking
Mm.
based on the conversations that I've had with artists, is that a lot of that reverence came a little bit too late. Um, you know what I'm saying? Which is always unfortunate, always whenever that happens. So talk on that about like what can we do different? What was it like being there and seeing
Mm.
the recognition finally come?
Yeah.
Walk me through that, and then how? What do you think we as an industry, we as a culture need to do or can possibly do to start to rectify this? Because it it keeps happening, and it's gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
I won't completely say that he wasn't getting his flowers. Because I mean, like at the height of his powers, the man was, he was lauded everywhere. He was, given, accolades, and he collected. He was acknowledged. He was acknowledged. What happened was is that that period left, and there was the void just before he passed away. And it's almost as if the industry, closed the faucet on that, and um, and out of sight, out of mind type shit. That's what consumed him ultimately, because he wasn't as active in terms of like music, like producing whole albums and so on and so forth. Um, but he was in the process of working on music, and I think people almost felt as though, okay, yeah, he's done. Like he's done. Yeah, we're gonna move on to whatever is next, type thing. Forgetting that this man like gave many people their career, like so many people their career. Like there's people out there today that at the height of their powers right now who have taken that stepping stone from him. You know, um, it's just that. And now, Steve, I'm gonna let you in, man, because it's this is something that that's very near to me. Like it's like this is a topic that is very very personal to me because I was there for the conversations. I was there for those phone calls that were made where motherfuckers weren't answering, um, or made promises to come through and ended up not following through and things like that. It was dark, man. Like it got dark. It got really really dark for me, even with double HP. um Amnesia in the game is something that is it's right at the door. Like it happens just like that. You quickly forget about, um, accolades of somebody, not even necessarily the accolades, but like what it is they've contributed to the culture for you to be here, for you to be able to do what you do and feed your family um and be out there on the road and be respected as somebody who's in the industry. It's people like pros, people like Jabba that went and fought those battles for you. So whether on or off record, man, you're supposed to be applying yourself to some decorum um, and going out of your way for some of these people because they gave you a shot you when you when they could have not when they didn't have to, you know.
Facts. I
Um,
got you.
so it's that's why I make it a point. I even told Linda on many occasions, like I randomly call him, like tell him, yo, bro, you nice. Like, are you aware that you nice? He was one guy who couldn't take compliments well, so he just like would ramble off. But I'd call him randomly and just tell him, bro, like I wish you knew how ill you are, bro. Like, because I think you probably do hear it, but you assimilate it, but like this is somebody who's on this side now. This is somebody I don't have to bullshit you for nothing. I don't have to kiss your
Right.
ass. I don't have to like you are nice, dog. Like you are dumb nice. And I would get up and I would do the very same thing. I call my peers randomly. Ginger will tell you, like I call him out the blue and rap his verses. Just tell him like my guy, like you nice, man. Like you like I wish that you could get, you know, all the all that you have coming to you, as far as the game is concerned. Like I try to make it my personal mission on a day-to-day to tell motherfuckers that I'm close to, even ones that I'm hearing for the first time, whatever. Like just letting them know, like, yo, man, I believe in you. Like you're an incredible like writer. Like you make really good music. Like know that you are fucking insane, bro. Like you inspire me, type shit. It's always I felt because Linda Pro did that to me. He did that for me as well. Like he would also like at 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd call me rapping verses. You know what I'm saying? Like something I did or something that he heard at the studio when he's working at night. Something I left at the same studio. He'd call me at ungodly hours in the morning and just rap my shit and just tell me like, yo, bro, like I'm nice. Yo, I'm nice. I'm cool. Can I go back to sleep, man? I'll holler at you in the morning or whatever. But it was a culture that he instilled in me, to be able to go out on a day-to-day basis and let my peers know, let people know that inspire me that, hey, man, I appreciate you and I appreciate your craft. It's just something that we need to adopt, I feel. Really,
I
really,
agree.
really need to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think that's beautiful too because one of the issues with rappers specifically, artists specifically, is and always will be ego. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it takes a man or woman, it takes an adult, a professional to call somebody up who's in the same like in the same competition as you. You know what I'm saying? Because again, especially from like the older generation, like we look at it, like we talked about that earlier, man. Like we looked at it as a competition. It takes a lot to call up somebody from a rival school to be like,
Yeah.
yo, like you're nice,
Yeah.
my guy. Like
Yeah.
all other stuff aside, but I think it's important. I appreciate you sharing this stuff with me, man, because like I think stuff like this is going to be what it takes to get those messages to make it cool, to make it popular, to big up people instead of talk shit. Right now, people click on beef, people click on drama alerts. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to normalize. I think there is value in normalizing
Yeah,
giving credit where credit is due. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
While people can still hear it. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Uh,
Facts.
so so going off of that, I mean, you answered all the questions all in one. Like that's like. Here's where I wanted to go with this. You got me choked up a little bit. I'm sorry. like,
Yeah, I feel good,
um,
man.
I try to. I don't handle these topics well personally. The person in the world closest to me, rest in peace, Bill Huffnagel. He's no longer with us. So like, I know what it's like to have somebody who has influenced who you are as a person not be there anymore,
Yeah,
and it's something that is very very personal to me, and
condolences.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing with me. I know that it's not an easy thing usually to talk about and things of that nature, but I do think it's important, especially given the fact that, like you said, things may not have been at the highlight when all was said and done. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
And we're in a position because we're still here and we have
mm.
eyes on us and we have a platform, thank God, where we can
Mhm.
start to normalize the giving of the flowers and kind of like steer the youth away from that ego. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I talk like there's certain codes that you live by. Like if somebody goes and puts a hand out to you, you know when the time comes, you extend that hand out for somebody else as well, or back to
yeah,
that. Like you know what I'm saying? And like I don't know, like I don't want to say that it's absent, but it's not talked about enough. It's not
mm.
glorified enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to I don't ever want to talk from a high horse. I don't ever want to sound like like I'm being preachy or like things used to be a certain type of way and now they're not. But I will
Mm.
say that I would like to see more of it. And hearing you say
Mm.
that makes me happy. And hearing you say that you do these types of things, because I guarantee you, like you don't know, you never know what someone's going through. You know what I'm saying? You never know that 3 a.m. phone call where you call Trill up, and that's gonna sit with him. He's gonna be talking about that 10 years
Yeah,
from now.
yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? When the
Yeah,
next IG interview, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, comes up, like that's a beautiful thing, man.
yeah, man. Like, I just think it's very important to me, man. I just feel it is definitely something that's missing. A part of the game, obviously, is competition, and I understand that. You know, it's always going to be there. I feel like, I'm from that, I'm from that school. But
Right.
MCs, right? And this is where I always distinguish it. Like rappers, they'll go on about their day, and the 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 bravado shit, and it's cool. That's right. That's okay. Like you're gonna go for the gusto. You're the greatest alive. This, that, and the third. But with MCs, bro, there's a different kind of um, frequency we're tuned into. If you as an MC hear another MC that's nicer than you, right, and you don't acknowledge them, or you don't, um, have the presence of mind to be like, yo, man, he's actually nice, and then go out and tell them, like, yo, salute, that shit was fire. Then you, for me personally, that's not what an MC does. An MC will know right away, like, yo, homeboy is nice.
Facts.
Rappers would probably, yeah, it's cool, but they'll go to the grave with that secret. They'll keep it straight to, like, right to the bitter end. I think that's what distinguishes, people who live for this hip hop shit, and people who are living in it. Just are there to get the checks and keep it moving, type of thing. I'm definitely of that cloth, where I've got to commend people who are doing it better than me, because I draw from.
The way you talk about that, the way you talk about the MC and stuff like that, it's very very reminiscent to conversations that I have about the word gangster, right?
Mm,
Like people will talk about how like skinny jeans and the new fashion and stuff like that isn't gangster, isn't hip hop, right? Or isn't hip hop. And I fight people on that tooth and nail. Just be like, I don't wear the skinny jeans. I'm too fat for that. But there's nothing there's nothing more hip hop than doing what you want to do and not giving a fuck about what other
Oh, yeah.
people's public opinion is. You
Hell
know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And
Hell
like
yeah.
that's what the difference between somebody who likes rap and somebody who subscribes to the hip hop culture is understanding that difference. And that's very the way you're talking about rappers and MCs. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't take a lot to write some words that rhyme, but to
Yeah, yeah,
understand the culture and the importance of tipping your hat and recognize real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different breed. There's people cut from a different cloth that understand that.
hell
And I
yeah.
think it's the same conversation with different words. You know what I'm saying? It's the
Hell yeah.
same conversation with different words.
Hell
I want
yeah,
to ask
man.
you. I want to ask you a hard question, and if it's too much or if I'm stepping out of line, just tell me, right?
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to pro, and it comes to your relationship, and I know people come to you and they'll ask questions and things of that nature. Do you ever have fears or doubts or I don't know what the word I want to use for, but do you ever worry about being in his shadow? Do you ever worry about the fact that you stand next to this titan who is considered to be one of the greatest of all times? Like that has to sit with you. How does that sit with you? Walk me through your thought process with that, because I know that this is
Yeah.
it's not something, not everybody gets to be at the right hand of somebody who's talked about like that in the same craft. It's a lot to live up to. It's a lot to hold.
Mm.
Do you mind talking about that?
Nah, 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 not at all, man. Like, yo, that guy, I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Out here, like that guy is a deity, you know. He's a celestial being. Even before he transcended, he was he was great. He was magnificent, you know. Um, there was moments where I was just in his presence, saying absolutely nothing, just soaking in information. He could be speaking to the guy on the corner around the way where he stayed, or we could be somewhere completely, removed from his immediate area, like Durban or just somewhere where we are strangers. But he would get in there and own the place. Not own in the sense of saying, yeah, this is my spot now, but like command a certain level of of uh, you know uh, like just a presence, like have that presence where it's undeniable. Like, oh yeah, even if you don't know who this guy is, but there is weight here. There's like there's a gravity here, you know. Um, and I'm never gonna feel ashamed about being around that. Whether people classify me as his right hand man or under him or his little man, that's the fact. That was what it is. That's what it was. Like that's how I came in. I was his little man. You know, he coached me to the game. Everything I know about the game right now, how to perform, how to approach a record, that man taught me damn near everything. So I would never feel as though like even even while he was still here, even if he was still here, I would still feel like that's my big home. Um, I'm not ashamed of that. Like to be on this side of the fence, to be here with him, is every other little kid's dream. To be near him in that in that space. To be able to build with him. You know, on that level that I did. Like it's a very enviable position. I'm fully aware of that, and that's why people to this day still um, ask us, even artists, people, peers, and things like, "Yo, what was he like in studio?" Like, you know, those tales I can tell because I was there. I can tell because I was there, and it gives people comfort to hear about the days and times of Lyndon Keys. And if that's what I do for the rest of my life, so be it, man. I'll tell the tales until I'm blue in the face,
Salute.
because I feel as though that kid who that in his bedroom who was being bullied, um, and listen to his music to escape would like to hear, you know, on a day to day, what Lindoms was doing, what words of encouragement he had for me when I was going through it, shit like that, So it it's I'm gonna always play that role. Button will tell you the same thing. He will tell you the exact same thing. He was also with us on the label right up until the end. You know, um, there's only three of us aside from obviously Pro himself that were on the label, and we all felt as though like, yo, this is our big homie. This is the guy who roped us in. No matter what, we're gonna ride for this guy. And it's a different kind of privilege to be able to be handpicked by him to be on his label. And at the end of it, to be able to sit and tell people, anybody who would listen or anybody who's willing to hear, like what it was like being around that guy. That's my big homie, man. I'm not in any shape, form, or fashion ashamed by the fact that I'm his little man. I'm that to the very end. Like, I never made a record that I never ran past him. Like a verse that I never ran past him. Like, that's how to the page I was, to the letter I was with bro. That's true
Big man.
talk.
Nah, the facts. That's beautiful to hear. Super humble. Salute to you. I'm happy you feel that way. That was incredibly powerful to hear,
Mm.
and I think it's a valuable message. You know what I'm saying? I don't when I come in with stuff like this, I don't know what answers I expect to hear. I kind of just go in completely blank and just kind of take things at face value. I don't like putting my predictions and my opinions out and put words in people's mouths. You know what I'm saying? I like to
Yeah,
hear let people speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
to hear you verbalize that in a way like that, that's very, very powerful and valuable too. Because I hope whoever sees this, those conversations happen. You know what I'm saying? You know that those are thoughts that people have. You know that
Mm.
those are comparisons that are bound to be, and to know
Mm.
that the person that is subjected to them views it in such a beautiful and powerful way. There's value in that, man. So salute to you. I think you're doing an incredible service, not only to his memory, but to anybody that's in a similar position. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not an easy position to be in such
Mm.
an egotistical industry. Uh, it's it's an ugly industry, and it's a beautiful
Yeah.
sentiment in an ugly industry. So salute to you for that. Um,
Mm.
let me ask you this follow up to that. So that's knowing that relationship that you have and knowing that role that you've kind of like assumed with that. Do you have somebody that is like that to you? Do you have like a right hand? Do you have somebody that you're bringing in that like you're mentoring and stuff like that?
Um, yeah, there is definitely shout out to Deja Vu, shout out to Lobo, shout out to Chubby, shout out to Vaughn
We're
Intellect.
did you still want? Yo, we're about to get cut off again. Did you want to hop
Ah,
in again? You're good.
yeah. I mean, when I'm good either way, but like I know I gotta let you go as well at some point, bro.
All right,
So it's
man.
all love, Steve.